Evening, welcome back. With the 23rd of Jan, I didn't actually intend on doing one today, as you might have gathered. It's about 9:30 at night, and yeah, we've just got a late night delivery. I thought he was going to come in the morning, but he rang up about lunchtime. We just got a load of lime coming, so this stuff's come from the same pit that, if you've been watching along, that I got a load for back last year before windrowing or harvest or whatever. So yeah, we've got a road train, so there'll be over probably 55-ish tonne on. Yeah, so he's going to tip her off tonight. Rather than doing it out in the paddock, we just thought we'd unload it here at home, and then yeah, we shouldn't be any dramas then, hopefully. So anyway, we'll get him where he needs to be and see how we go. So hopefully it all goes to plan. See it, the bugs have found the lights. The flash one. We've got a bit of a leftover pile here, so we'll just get him to back up and tip it here, and we should be right, hopefully. Much easier than going all the way out the other farm. It's got 58 tonne on two trailers, so it's a good way to do it, other than us carting our little single loads. There's a bit of an art to backing a road train too. Oh! He had to do a bit of banging. It was drizzling rain when he loaded, so it was a bit sticky on the ground. Picked up a bit of wire. So yeah, we'll just drop the other load beside it, and yeah, hopefully it'll go to plan. Hello! I got that one off alright, so we'll hook it back up and he'll be on his way. It was pretty easy. It all come out, not too bad. Bit of banging, but yeah, probably only here 3/4 an hour, so it worked out well. Just come down, I'm just going to shift one of the timers, so that'll get a swell and trolley through till the morning, and fuel the recycle pump up while I'm going. So yeah, it's a bit, what is it, about 10:15. It's funny weather, like it's quite cold. You could have a jumper on now after the hot day we had, or a hot couple of days we had at the start of the week. So yeah, anyway, I waited. Said it was quite cold in Melbourne. It was only about 18 degrees. yeah, so anyway, it is what it is. But yeah, I think, what are we today? Thursday. So Monday they're back up to, I think we're close to 40 again, they're talking. So sorry, I'm probably shining that torch in your eye, but yeah, anyway, I came down on the motorbike before to shift these, so I'm just foot bulking in it at the moment. Anyway, we'll get this shifted and yeah, fuel the pump up, and it will be definitely knock off time by then. I'm just here at the pump. I was going to get out and let you listen to it, but she's pretty noisy. Ducklings on the dam there. Yes, I've got a motor on order. New one is about $4,800, so it was a bit dearer than what I thought it was going to be. But yeah, don't know. This is odd what this is doing, but anyway, whether we shut it down, I don't know. I wasn't sure. I asked the guy where we'd order the new one from, whether you can actually fix them, and he said, oh, funnily enough, he'd had a couple others this week. Guys had ordered similar brand, same brand, but I think smaller ones. So he said, yeah, we hadn't done anything for a while with them, and yeah, one of those guys was going to try and he was going to speak to a mechanic about getting one rebuilt. So as I said, it's funny. It's not breathing heavy. It's not blowing smoke. It's burning, using a little bit of oil, but not, a massive amount. So yeah, not too sure what the go is. So yeah, whether we just keep running it, I suppose, and at least get this watering out of the road, and hopefully it survives. Yeah, anyway, I'll bang a bit of fuel on it. It's got the better of me, so we are now leaking oil. So yeah, she's terminal. She's terminal. Anyway, it is what it is. So look, hopefully we'll public holiday Monday, which is a pain in the bum, but yeah, hopefully we might have another motor next week with a bit of luck. I haven't heard that he couldn't get it, so he was going to ring me back if he couldn't. So haven't heard from him. So yeah, look, fingers crossed we can have another one next week and get it up and going again. What we do in the meantime, I don't know. It's probably not the end of the world, but that we haven't got one. But yeah. Anyway, it was yeah, knew it was going to happen at some point in time. So anyway, yeah, knock off time. Well, yeah, we'll see what the morning brings. Afternoon. Well, we'll fast forward about 5 days. We're up to, since this one started, we're 29th of Jan. So we've actually been away just having a break, which has been nice. We just took the van away, just where we go every year, just about an hour and a half east of here on the edge of the mountains. Half of Melbourne was there. It's been an Australia Day weekend, so half of Melbourne was there until Monday. We're Wednesday today, and then everyone packed up and went home and left us there with a few others. So it was, yeah, good to have a few days where there was about a tenth as many people. So yeah, I don't know how many would have been in the park, but we stayed at a different caravan park to what we usually do, and yeah, it was a massive exodus come Monday afternoon, or Monday morning. So anyway, so we're back on deck. So with day's nearly done here. We got back about lunchtime, so I've just been mucking around. We've got our Eric from Farmenco, our sort of farm business advisor coming tomorrow, just for our annual review. So that'll consume a fair slab of the day. The boys have been, we'll go and have a look. They've had the laser bucket on the big tractor, so Brendan's been over filling channels in, or started filling channels in, and just a few of the old dams and that over on the new block. I do have the final plan there now from the surveyor, so he sent me through, I've got a digital copy which we've printed off, and then he'll send through some big A3 or whatever, A5 copies that we can get a good look at. So it looks all pretty good. I've spoken to an earth moving contractor, the one I'd sort of spoken to early on. He's going to come and have a look tomorrow afternoon, so we'll get a bit of an idea, a bit of a rough estimate on cost, which will be even better. So yeah, Tony's been down. Back, I don't know, about August when we were talking about doing rice, we started working the rice ground up, and it never got, we never came back and did anything else with it. So we disked, the boys started to, I think Brendan might have been doing it, started disking a couple of bays, and yeah, then we sort of never went any further with it. So it was just as rough as hell. So Tony's been in with the little tractor and the speed tiller, just chopping it up, and it's come up pretty well. We could probably hit it with a grader board now and it'd be Mickey Mouse. So when we do get some rain, it'd be good to get the rest of it dished up. So the plan is we'll probably go in here with some vetch or a bit of a mixture, silage it, and then back into rice, whether water permitting. The dams are starting to get down a bit. I think Hume's back to about 50% now. I think Dart still is reasonably full. So yeah, we'll just see how that plays out. But we'll prepare. We'll go that way, just so we can get some silage or something off it, and yeah, but just top our feed up, and then yeah, we can, because effectively it's going to go. Otherwise, it would go 12 months without a crop, and then, if we haven't got water, well, we haven't got a crop again. So we'll just suck it and see if if it doesn't rain or something like that, or we don't get a big water allocation. Well, then we can just hay the vetch. And yeah, so anyway, watering corn again. I've just come down to have a look where it's up to. It started this morning. I think everything was pretty empty. We've been obviously watering, which we're going to have a look at, watering the pivot of corn, and then we've had the irrigator going on the loosen again. But I don't think, just looking without getting over the fence, I can't see any water in there. So yeah, it hasn't travelled that far. Anyway, that's all right. So what else? So I think I mentioned on the last one, the motor on the recycle pump, it died, so we've got just waiting on a new one for it to come. And yeah, the boys have sort of had the show under control while we've been gone. I got a phone call or text message, we're scanning news on Monday, so I spoke to Brendan this morning. They've started, most of the ewes are here back next door on our dairy block. We've just got 300 out the back, so they've moved them up onto the canal yesterday, and then we'll get them, I'll get the guys to shift them back here to home in the morning, and then yeah, it's going to be pretty hot again, or it's getting pretty hot again, so yeah, they'll be close handy for Monday morning. We'll yard them on Sunday for Monday. So yeah, we're and then hopefully next week we can get a crack at this. Oh, Dusty, get my window up. Hopefully next week we can get a crack at this air seeder. So we need to get onto it. So yeah, we can start and probably want to start and sow a bit of pasture and that sort of stuff come the end of Feb if we can, especially if it's dry or still dry. But yeah, there are a few cyclones floating around up north, so yeah, something might push down in a fortnight or something like that. Don't know, haven't spoken to Miranda, so I'm not too sure where the corn's up to as far as growth stage wise, with as far as shutting the water off. So it could be another 2 or 3 weeks yet, which will be another obviously 2 or 3 waterings, which is fine. Yeah, but it's business as usual. But was good to get away and just recharge. Read a book. Don't often read. Both Sarah and I aren't big readers. It's something we'd like to do a bit more of. And yeah, just got a couple of good books. And yeah, it was good just to chill and not do much at all, because where we go bright. We've been there quite a bit, so we've seen a lot of the sites and that sort of stuff. But yeah, a few walks and that sort of jazz. But yeah, Anyway, corn here. While we're here, we'll have a look at this corn while we're going. Dam hasn't got a heap of water left in it, but yeah, we'll just have a jump out and have a squeeze at the corn. We've got an irrigation field day here on Friday, so a couple of days time. I'll just see. I might even ask. I need to get a bit braver at doing it. I need to ask whether, whether we can film this sort of stuff, and then you get a bit better of an idea of what, what's going on with, professionals that we use and that sort of stuff. But Riverine Plains, which is a farming systems group that I was on the board for, with committee then board for 12 years, I think. They're running it, and they're going to come here and have a look. So and just talk irrigation and hyper yielding crops and that sort of stuff. So, but if we wander in here. And so tasseling's going pretty well. Got cobs forming. So I probably haven't walked into a bit of a hard pan spot here on a headland where we drive into the paddock. Walk out here a bit more. I don't know, 9 foot tall, maybe 10 foot tall. But well and truly into the reproductive stage here. So it all looks pretty happy actually. It's nice. So ground, a bit of cracking going on. So we'll get the. I might even up the water. I can do it tonight. Up the water, and then we can get a bit of water in this dam and get this irrigator going again. The probe is telling us that it's using water, so which naturally it would be. So we just probably need to, while it's still getting hot and pretty critical, if I can get it out, pretty critical stage or development stage or growth stage where it is at the moment. So we need to keep the water up to it at the moment. Bit of a patch here where the bloke on the seeder didn't turn the switch on early enough. Weed control's been really good in here, so we just don't have the burrs like we do, especially in that corn on corn block that I just looked at. But you can see here it's going well. So just add water now and monitor bugs. So this is coming up a treat. So if you've been watching along for a while, that was where the channel was that we pulled up with that hard hosed irrigator to try and water this block. And then we've got this channel that was here that we filled in. So it's coming up a treat. So the plan is we will effectively put another channel back in here, but we'll build a proper channel pad. So we'll have bays that'll run to the west, that way's west. Apologies about the wind again. And then we'll have, that's the southern boundary. So the channel will come along the southern boundary and then turn and come along here. So there'll be bays that will come from the south and run to the north. There'll be a drain down here. There is a bit of a recycle channel along the northern boundary, so we're going to utilise it and make it bigger. And then when we get to here, we'll have bays that'll run to the east, and then if you go down, I'm not too sure, but how far, and then there'll be bays that'll come back. There'll be another channel along the eastern boundary, and the bays will come back to the west. It'll water from the east to west from the eastern boundary is the plan. So this will probably start here purely because we won't have to shift a lot of dirt to do this, and then possibly these ones here as well. These bays are reasonably flat through here, so we'll just see how it all works out. But it should, I think it's going to be the way to go. As I was talking with price and that sort of stuff for the irrigator, I think it's going to be the way to go, rather than spending the money on an irrigator. And we're going to have more irrigatable area. The only thing, and gets talked all the time is water efficiency. Yeah, I don't know, like big outlets, we're going to get the efficiency out of this, but the beauty of the irrigators, if you just want to put 20 mil on, you can put 20 mil on, whereas the flood, well, you're limited a little bit as to how full your profile is. You're effectively filling that profile right up. So I have had one of you guys ask about how the irrigation and that works, and if I get a bit of time, I will do one and just show you how the system works and how the water comes onto our farm. I did do one ages ago, but just for you newer guys that are started watching along, I'll just explain how that works and how it's metered and that sort of thing. I'm not going to I'll touch on the water trading and that a little bit, but just how we're allocated water and that sort of stuff. So I'll just need to speak to the earth moving contractor tomorrow. When he's here, we may end up ripping all this because he'll probably come in and he'll want to rip it with his bucket anyway. So what we might do is whether we go and buy some proper ripper tines for that strip till bar we made, and then we can use that to run the ripper across it. So Brendan has been pulling up bits and pieces, concrete and quite big boulders and that, bits of plough disc and from old fences and a pretty big yonny there. So yeah, we just need to run around and pick them up too, but it's gonna come up pretty Mickey Mouse, I think, if we can. Just depends what the weather does, because I think roughly for the paddock there was about 70,000 cubic metres of dirt to shift over and that'd give us an irrigated area of 115 hectares by the plan. So and I think I'm not 100% sure. I've been trying to suss out what the cost is, but they work on about $1.50, I think $2 a cubic metre plus fuel. Those big tractors will burn 100 plus litres of fuel an hour, snigging a laser bucket if they're moving bulk dirt. So it might be, I've got no idea, to be honest with you. It might be 150, might be 200,000, something like that. So but it'll turn it into a really good farm, and then we can obviously outlets and automation and that sort of stuff. And I will touch on actually how we're going to fund this going forward. It's all going to start to take shape a bit. There is still a bit of stubble here, but because it's so dry and the sheep have given it a fair hide, and it's going to smash up. Pretty well. So it'll be good. But yeah, we'll get a bit more direction when we get old mate here tomorrow and get him to have a look at it and see what he thinks. Those of you that haven't seen it, this is our little laser bucket. So it was built by a fellow by the name of Nico. So we have nicknamed it Nico. Still got a bit of dirt in there. It works not too bad. We have done quite a bit of work with it. It does have a set of rippers here on the back of it. It's probably suited pretty well to this tractor. We can fill it, no worries, but what it's got is it's got a big bit of a conveyor belt as the floor in the back here, and then the chains just you close the rams up and the chains are just hooked to it's got a sort of kicker here that effectively just kicks the dirt out. So when the dirt's dry like this, it works really well. You have a bit of trouble getting the dirt out when it's if it's damp or cheesy, it doesn't like coming out real well. Couple of things that would make it better, and I have toyed with the idea of getting rid of this and actually putting a steel floor in it with a pusher. So that may happen at some point in time yet too. But one thing we probably need to do, that it's got an apron there, but the apron, we've changed the design of it from when we bought it. It actually had another bit of belting at the front as well. The front was enclosed, and the theory was, and we could never get it to work, was that sweep, you could fill the back and then move that paddle, or use the paddle. We could never get it to work, but you were supposed to be able to fill the front and the back. We could never get it to fill the front, so we did away with all that. It did actually used to have a dolly here, another set of wheels, and that was a pain in the arse. It didn't work either. It's, wheels used to come up and jam and skid, and so we got rid of them, and I built this A-frame for the front of it. The only drama is you do battle to see the cutting edge, but what we need to do is on the bottom of the apron there, we need to weld. Probably need to put about 300 mil or 400 mil, and then it would come, when you close it, it would come down against the blade, and it would just allow you to carry dirt. You can carry dirt, obviously what's in here now, but you do, when you lift it up, you do get a bit of spill out the front of it. So yeah, that's one thing that I would do. But what I'm thinking is we can do the final grading. So if we get old mate to, you know, knock it into shape, we get the check banks pulled up, and then we can start and final grade it while he's doing, you know, moving other dirt, because we will have to shift obviously a bit of dirt, and there'll be a bit of topsoiling and that sort of stuff to do. But yeah, if we can chip away with our little rocket and do the final grade, which we've done plenty of it. It works well with final grading, and then we can hit it with the grader board. That'll just mean we might be able to get a bit more area done. So obviously we want it to stay dry so we can do it, but it's yeah, we want it to stay dry, but we probably want some rain too, so for the rest of the job. So anyway, it's he's done a pretty good job here. I don't know what he's thinking, whether he's got a bit more to do to fill the channel in, but it looks alright here at the moment anyway. So just wanted in here, this is the crop at home, the early crop at home. So you can actually see, hopefully the camera will show it up, we're starting to get a few dimples on the ends. So yeah, we're starting to slow down. See how we still haven't been able to fill that top bit, and there's one just here I noticed. To have a look, and that's the grub damage that we were trying to stop. I think we've done a pretty good job though. You know, there's some there, you can see holes there and that stuff, but we just break that open. So now we just need to keep an eye on what they call the milk line. I'm not 100% sure just where it is, but you can see where I'm going to hold it right for you. You can see where the yellow keeps coming down. Yeah, that's what where the yellow and the white are, or intersect. That's what they call the milk line. So, but yeah, we are. You can see the dimples there, where it is starting to slow down a bit. So again, it's not going to be a bin buster. We've got a couple of rows here that are on a check bank, so they're a bit shorter. But yeah, look, if we can squeeze that. If we could squeeze 12 or 13 tonne out of it, I'd be pretty happy. Yeah, just have to wait and see, but we'll get Miranda here and just see what she reckons about how much water we got left, like how many times we need to water it. We're still looking in that, and from what we sort of had last year when Pete was here, well, both Pete and Miranda, I think we're still probably 3 or 4 waterings off finishing. Yeah, so it's not, we're still, what are we, would I say, we'll still probably be the end of February, I would have thought, so yeah, another month yet. But yeah, there are plenty of cobs here. We did that black, there's a bit of it there, a little bit there. Miranda did inquire about that, and you can just see it's sort of just the tassel falling down and getting caught in the leaf there, so they weren't. She rang an agro in Griffith while I was in the ute there one day, and they weren't too worried about it. So, but a lot more weed on the ground here. So, plan is we'll probably, I think, try and come back in with some barley after this crop, and then yeah, give it a summer off, because we're going to have we'll have plenty of burrs coming here next summer, so we'll just have to try and reset it and keep on top of them. But yeah, we'll follow up with a crop of barley here, and then yeah, for the summer. But it's all yeah, it's not as big a crop as is what's on under the pivot. So, yeah, anyway, we'll keep looking around, but yeah, nearly knock off time. So I'll go down and set the timers up later. That bay on the irrigation on the corn still got, I don't know, 3 hours. I'll go and have a look. It's about 6:30 now. I'll go and have a look about 9 o'clock, 9:30 before last light. And yeah, on to another day tomorrow. So I'll just see. I might even get Eric on the camera and just explain to him what he does and how he works for our business and that sort of thing. Yeah, just I'll quiz him. He's a bit of a character, so you probably want to say. He probably won't be afraid to say something. Is what I was trying to get out. Just tell you about what he does. But yeah, hopefully now back to normal transmission, and we can get a few more videos out for you. But yeah, it was good to have a few days away, and shout out to old mate last night. We were having tea, and I said g'day to him as we sat down for dinner at the pub, and then as he was leaving, he said g'day and said he was a said, "Oh, I've seen you on YouTube." So yeah, no, don't be afraid to come to say g'day if you come across me in the wilderness. So yeah. Anyway, thanks again. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.